All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Hakudash. I want to say double honor to our elders, our great apostle, great millstone, GMS, rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I say peace and blessings to the hope of the elect on the four corners, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, that great song that you brought in the bar. All right, just coming to Lamback lesson of Elder Chaazaq. One of the lessons he did a little minute ago. It's a lock. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here now, you know what I'm saying, bringing out artifacts upon the great deliverance the Lord did in ancient Egypt. Was synonymous, all right, with the time that's coming out of this Egypt. All right, when you go in Revelation 11:8, all right, Babylon the Great, aka America, is known as spiritual Sodom and what spiritual Egypt. Because when you go into Egypt, it means bondage, captivity, ultimate slavery. All right, so we understand in this time the Lord is going to deliver us. All right, as Yahweh sent His only begotten Son. All right, His stretched out arm. All right, to deliver those, that fear Him first and foremost. All right, and those that were predestined for salvation. So we continue to hold fast what I have. All right, so I want to start with this precept real quick, and then I'm gonna get into the article because it's just the spirit came upon me before I press play. All right, so let's go to First Thessalonians 4:17. All right, because this is the great deliverance that the Lord is going to bring upon those. All right, that's in Babylon the Great. So it says, matter of fact, let me start up. All right, and it says, verse 16, for the Lord Yahweh Shai himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and the trump or the power, right? And the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first, And it says, then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, and the cloud represents the chariots. All right, back it up in Psalms. All right, and it says to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we forever. Well, so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. All right, and it's the example that you see. All right, when you come down into the evidence. All right, you see it say the archaeology of evidence of Moses crossing the Red Sea. Hey, synonymous with this time, man. All right, the Lord gonna show His power, man. All right, the Lord gonna deliver the elect. All right, and the 1/3 of the men, women, and children. See, all Israel not gonna be delivered out of this Egypt. All right, so let me get into it and show the artifacts. Let me get more into the precepts. The Lord willing, y'all brother, sister, be edified. While I lay the law down, man. And this only for education purpose use only, fair use.
This video evidence Pharaoh's army really did drown in the Red Sea as they're pursuing Moses and the children of Israel. Before we discuss that, let's start with some background.
After the final plague, which took the lives of the firstborn throughout all of Egypt, Pharaoh called Moses and said, "Rise up and get you forth from among the people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as you have said, and take your flocks and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also." With sandaled feet and staff in hand, the people of Israel had stood hushed, awed, yet expectant, awaiting the royal mandate that they should bid them go forth. Before the morning broke, they were on their way. In 1978, temporarily unable to continue work on Noah's Ark, Ron Wyatt took his two sons, Danny and Ronnie, to a site in Egypt he believed might be where the Red Sea crossing took place. When they arrived at the site on the Gulf of Aqaba, they found a Phoenician-style column lying on the beach.
Oh, and that's a key point. Let's go back. The spirit just hit me. Let's go back. What did he say?
continue. Before the morning broke, they were on their way. In 1978,
See that?
temporarily unable to continue work on Noah's Ark, Ron Wyatt took his two sons, Danny and Ronnie, to a site in Egypt he believed might be where the Red Sea crossing took place. When they arrived at the site on the Gulf of Aqaba, they found a Phoenician-style column lying on the beach. The water had eroded away the inscription, but in 1984, Ron found a matching column on the opposite shore in Saudi Arabia, still standing, with the inscription still intact. He was later able to translate the words Pharaoh, Mizraim, Death, Edom, Yahweh, and Solomon from this.
Nah, they know they say Yahweh, but they say Yahweh. Let's keep going.
Second column. And from this, he believes these columns were erected by King Solomon and dedicated to Yahweh for the great miracle of the crossing of the sea on dry land. They filmed numerous coral-encrusted chariot parts, such as these two chariot wheels still attached to an axle, one wheel flat on the ground, the other in the air.
Hey, let's bag up songs. Let's get songs real quick before we go back into the video. All right. This is Psalms 64. All right. This is Psalm 64. All right. It speaks about how Esau, all right, do a diligent search. See? So this Psalm 64 and 6, it said they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both in the inward thought of every one of them, the heart is deep. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Let's go into Esau. All right, as in, hey, he search out, and he got facts, man. Because this devil in his mind, I know it's in the scriptures too. When it speaks about if he could search the deep of the sea, and the heights of the heaven, then the Most High would denounce Israel. So this so-called white man, hey, he do a diligent search, man. All right, that's how we know that the earth is not flat. They're just, just a add in, because Esau, hey, he do a diligent search when he go out and find these articles and certain things, even though he might twist it with a lie, but the facts still remain the same. That's why you gotta take the meat from the bones, man. When you're doing researching and stuff dealing with Esau. But right here, you can't deny it. You can't deny, a prophecy, man. Because this happened,
This is a six-spoked wheel. He retrieved a chariot wheel hub, which he presented to Nassif Mohammed Hassan, who was the director of antiquities in Cairo. But the most astounding find was this gold-veneered four-spoke chariot wheel, which he was able to video in March of 1988.
Yeah, so I know Edgar Chaazaq, see that? See, Edgar Chaazaq did a video. I'm just coming back with the facts, showing you the facts, the artifacts of, this is true. This is real, man. This is part of prophecy. But guess what? In this Egypt, in the spiritual Egypt, all right, the Lord finna do his marvelous work again, man. All right, as he delivered the elect in 1/3, all right, of Israel,
But he was unable to retrieve it. The wood had disintegrated, leaving only a thin gold shell. There were many factors which led Ron to this site, but three were most compelling. First, in order for the Israelites to have left Egypt proper, they would have had to have begun their journey to the Red Sea on the eastern side of the Gulf of Suez. This left only the Gulf of Aqaba. Second, there is only one place along the shoreline of the Gulf of Aqaba which could hold the perhaps 3 million people. This area is so large it can be seen from this satellite photo. And finally, when Ron studied the bathymetric maps of the British Admiralty in London, he saw a perfect underwater pathway led across the Gulf at this point. On either side of this line across the Gulf of Aqaba, the waters were 5,000 feet deep, dropping off like a deep gorge. But here, at this precise spot, was an area leading across which gently sloped at a 6-degree angle to a depth of only 900 to 1,000 feet in the center.
For much more information, go to
Man, see that? See, that's the power we have by Shema Shah, man. And guess what? He gonna do the same thing this time, man. All right, he gonna do the same thing this time. So let's go into the book of Exodus real quick. All right, to bring more facts. All right. This Exodus 6:6. Cause I wrote a couple precepts down. And I want to get into it and then compare it to this Egypt. All right, that we modern day in. So this is 2nd Ezra 6:6. It said, "Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord Yahweh, and I will bring you out from under the burden of Egypt." For me, Salaki, I will bring you out from under the burden of the Egyptians, and I will rig you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you, right, with a stretched out arm and with my what? Great judgment. You see that? So the Lord's going to redeem us through who? Through Yahweh Shah, man. He's going to bring us out of captivity. And he said, and I will take you to me for a people. All right? And I will be to you a God, a power. And ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, your power, which brings you out from under the burden of the Egyptians, man. Right now, who is the modern day Egyptians? Esau. And that's what the Lord finna do. The Lord finna bring us out of bondage, man. All right, that's why it's written in Lamentations 4:21. All right, our iniquity is accomplished. He will no more carry thee away to captivity, man. You see that? The Lord is finna bring us out of this hardcore bondage, man. All right. And it said, and I will bring you into the land concerning which I did swear unto who? Swear to give unto Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob. All right. And I will give it you for an inheritance. I am the Lord Yahweh. See, that's the promise that the Lord have made, man. All right. We're going back home soon, man. All right. But guess what? The great, all right, and dreadful day have to come. Along with that, the great deliverance had to happen for order for us to go back to the crib, man. All right, so let me go ahead and jump to Exodus 7. So let me go to Exodus 7:1 and read a little bit. All right, and it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh. I might mean a power. And Aaron thy brother shall be what? Thy prophet. And it says, thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And that's basically what the prophets is doing, all right, on the highways and hedges, as we prophesy against Mount Seir. We letting so-called white man know that the great deliverance coming for Israel, man. And it said, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt, right? But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hands upon Egypt and bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by what? My great judgment. And that's the same thing the Lord finna do to this modern day Egypt we in now, man. All right, he hardened Esau hard, man. He hardened Esau hard because Esau know, all right, the game plan. You see that? Esau know the game plan, But guess what? He have no choice. Why? Because it's written, And it says, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, same as Esau. See, all the other nations, they gonna know the power of the Lord, man. All right. He said, when I when I stretch forth out my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. All right, this bag of Revelation. All right, plenty more chapter. But it says, what it is, verse 3, it said, I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. And so when you go into second Esdras, I gotta click the other thing. Now check this out. When you go into second Esdras, '15. All right, second Esdras 15, and start at 8. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they proclaimly commit. So in that time, the Lord sent Moses and Aaron. Right now, you have what? You have the prophets. All right, you have the prophets on the highways and the hedges. All right, condemning this society. Letting Esau know he going to slavery. That's the same mindset that Moses and Aaron was in, man. All right, doing the what? Doing the will of the Heavenly Father. It said, neither will I suffer them in those things, all right, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me, and the soul of the righteous, and the soul of the just complain continually. So hold that note, all right, because when you're going back into the ancient time, when we was getting led out of Egypt, the righteous weren't complaining. It was the wicked complaining. All right, it was like 2/3 was complaining. Man, we could have stayed in Egypt, man. And we had this and that. You know what I'm saying? We was straight, man. They didn't see the blessing from that. So let's go back to Exodus and see the 2/3 complaining. All right, I think Exodus 9. Let me see exactly. It's 9 to 16. Let me see. So like, let me go back to 7. How Jake was complaining. Let me go back to 7. Uh, Man, I just read it. Slocky. Hold on. I just read it. Is it 14? Hold on. I should have. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, Salaki. This is right here. Exodus 14. So I'm gonna start at 10 though. And it said, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lift up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptian marched after them, and they were so afraid. All right, because like I say, they was getting close. All right, and it said the children of Israel lift up their eyes and beheld the Egyptian march after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, right? And they said unto Moses, because there was no grave in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? No faith. You see that? Wherefore hast thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? It is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone? Like, nigga, let us stay here. Why you coming to get us? See, this is the mindset of 2/3 right now. They don't want to come up out of the ways of Babylon. They don't want to see Babylon destroyed. They comfortable. This is the same mindset of 2/3. It says, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone? that we may serve the Egyptians. You see that? See, they didn't see, or they didn't have the spiritual eye to see forth what the Lord was doing, man. All right, the miracles that he was making. It says, for if have been better for us to serve the Egyptian than that we should die in the wet wilderness. You see the mindset? So when you go back to, let me bring that, I'll bring another one up. Salakia. So when you go back into, all right, second address, all right, 15, you have the just complaining. You have the just crying out, as in Ezekiel 9 and 4, all right, crying for all the abomination that be done in the midst of. You see that? So here it is. 2/3 was complaining then, man, you could have just left us in Egypt. But now here it is. I will hold my tongue no more in touching their wickedness, which they proclaimly commit. Neither would I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me. You see that? And it's talking about who? The elect, man. Those men that sign cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst of. Those men that got a problem. All right, how things being ran in this society. Those the innocent, man. And it says, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, because we're in the mindset of how long you have about Shemashah. All right, that we should endure all this wickedness. You see that? But 2/3 back then in Egypt, they was complaining like, shit, we could have just stayed and served the Egyptians. All right, and it says, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive them unto me, and all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them not to dwell in the land of Egypt. And where we at? We are in the land of Egypt, meaning what? Captivity, bondage. All right, because when you go into Revelation, all right, 11 and 8, going back to the dead bodies, all right, it said, and no dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city. Who's the great city? Babylon the Great, which is spiritually, all right, spiritually, because we had a physical Sodom, we had a physical Egypt, all right, but this is the characteristic of this modern day society is known as spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. While our Lord crucified, meaning what? He was X'd out, man. All right, and it said, and the people and kindred and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half going into completion. All right, as the Spirit of the Lord had entered to us, the 3 days and a half when we suffered a hardcore bondage as in captivity. All right, under the so-called white man, and shall not suffer the dead bodies to be put in graves. You see that? So let's go back into Exodus. Let's go back to Exodus, and I want to go into Exodus 9. All right, all facts. We just saw. All right, the artifact of, hey, this happened. This happened, man. This is prophecy. So let's go to Exodus 16 real quick, because I got to do a real comparison. All right, this is Exodus 9 and 16. Make sure I'm on that jump. Salakia. Exodus 9 and 16. Oh, like a hole. And it says, damn. It says, and in their very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As yet exalted thyself against my people, that thou would not let them go. You see that? So the same mindset that Pharaoh have, the same mindset that he have given unto Esau, that's how you know and identify the Esau, the modern day Pharaoh. All right, because when you go into Romans, all right, shit. When you go to Romans 11 and 17, check it out. It says, it is Romans. All right. Man, come on. Shit. It's like that. I don't know what the hell they're doing that. Like it. It's 9 to 17. Salaka. It's 9 to 17. Salaka. All right, this is Romans 9 to 17. It says, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. So this is the same position that the so-called white man in today, in this spiritual modern day Egypt. The Lord have given his power unto him, therefore the Lord get what? He can show his ultimate power, man. See? But his great power have he set Esau up, the base man, you know? But what he can show his ultimate power, and guess what? His power be declared throughout all the earth, man. You know? So let's go into this video real quick, and then I'm got put more proof up.
Even though the Israelites to walk on the dry ground as they crossed the Red Sea, well, Pharaoh's army did not have so much luck. Ended up drowning in the Red Sea as a way for God to protect God's people and also to punish and to diminish Pharaoh.
Oh, come on now.
Pharaoh and his army. And so actually there has been, it looks like, some archaeological evidence that they have found some chariots in the Red Sea. Check this out.
In the spring of 2000, a robotic camera was lowered into these waters for the first time.
This has never been done. No one have been in the area at all with a remote control camera.
The robotic camera's survey revealed many shapes and objects familiar to Mueller, including coral formations with right angles, arches, discs, and straight shafts fused into larger masses that had the appearance of twisted wreckage.
Now, when we have been able to go back and forth with the remote control camera, we can repeatedly see that these strange structures we are looking for are there. Not at one place, but you see them again and again and again.
Right. They're going to Esau with their diligent search. So let's go back to Exodus real quick. And I got one more precept. This Exodus 10. All right, and I got 10 and 10 to 25. All right. And it says, and Moses said, thus give us also sacrifice and burnt offering that we may sacrifice unto the Lord Yahweh Shemashah power. Our cattle also shall go with us, that we shall not. Hold on, make sure that's right. Hold on, make sure. Nah, that's the wrong ones. Hang on. Slocky. That's the wrong one. Slocky. But let's go to second address. It's all good. Let's go into second address real quick, and we'll end it on there like that. All right, this second address 15, and and 10. All right, and it says, "Behold, my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt," meaning as America, right? "But I will bring them with my mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before." And that's how you know it's talking about America. All right, because it said what it's gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before. You see that? So the Egypt as before was the ancient Egypt, but we just read and saw the artifacts of how the Lord destroyed Pharaoh and his army as Moses split the Red Sea. All right, but then guess what? The Lord going to show His power again. All right, in this Egypt. All right, as He smite as what the plagues as before, and He said, "And we'll destroy all the lands thereof by the way of fire." You see that? Because the Lord didn't destroy all the lands, all right, of Egypt in that time. All right, but He gonna destroy it this time by fire. That's why I say Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, and their seed for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the wet fearful consolation, meaning what the thermonuclear missiles. All right. So, because I wanted the other piece, I thought it was Exodus 10 to 25, speaking about the wheels. I'm trying to find it real quick. I wanted that back that up, but I thought it was Exodus 10 to 25. So hold on, real quick before I end it. Yeah, it's Exodus 4. It's Exodus 14. So like Exodus 14 and 5 through 29. All right. So here it is. And it says, yeah, here we go. Yep. So this is I'm start at 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. All right, and the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shah caused the sea to go back by a strong wind. It's like a strong east wind all the night, and made the sea a dry land, and the waters were divided. See, this the power the Lord have given Moses. And it said, and the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and on the left hand. And the Egyptian pursued and went in after them into the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses and his chariots and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch of the Lord looked into the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud and the trouble of the host of the Egyptians, and he took off their chariot wheels, and that they drive them heavily. So the Egyptians said, "Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord, like it say, the Lord Yahweh fighted for them against the Egyptians." All right, and it says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, and upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to the strength when the morning appears, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the hosts of Pharaoh that come into the sea after them, there remained not such more as one of them." All right, and this the artifact upon it. All right, the prophecy.
Even though the Israelites get to walk on the dry ground as they cross the Red Sea, well, Pharaoh's army did not have so much luck. They ended up drowning as a way for God to protect God's people and also to punish and to diminish Pharaoh and his army. And so actually there has been, it looks like, some archaeological evidence that they have found some chariots in the Red Sea. Check this out.
In the spring of 2000, a robotic camera was lowered into these waters for the first time.
This has never been done. No one have been in the area at all with a remote control camera.
The robotic camera's survey revealed many shapes and objects familiar to Mueller, including coral formations with right angles, arches, discs, and straight shafts fused into larger masses that had the appearance of twisted wreckage.
Now, when we have been able to go back and forth with a remote control camera, we can repeatedly see that these strange structures we are looking for are there. Not at one place, but you see them again and again and again. There are situations where you see something that looks like an axle, a hub, something that looks like a wheel, and you say to yourself, this is not a coral reef, this is a coral growth on an artifact. And that is what's different to me when I compare corals at other locations around the world.
Since the earliest explorations at Nueva, one distinctive type of formation has often been identified on the seafloor. A slender table-like structure, sometimes standing on end, with a coral-encrusted base, a straight shaft, and a circular top.
It's a 90-degree angle, a right angle between something that looks like an axle and the wheel. And you can see this in different varieties, and it looks very different from normal coral growth. And it is like a man-made structure with a coral growth on it.
Yeah.
In for a circular object attached to what appears to have been a broken axle or hub. This discovery was significant for two reasons. Pontien had documented coral encrusted form of a wheel with dimensions similar to ancient Egyptian artifacts directly.
Yeah, we just read how the Lord broke it. You see, we just read how the Lord broke the wheels of Pharaoh's army. All right. So, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified. Till next time, say shalom, Baba Baraka Akim. Hey, DTA, baby. I know it went a little long. But it's the spirit, So, Lord willing, Lord bless y'all day. Shalom.